friends, this is Wendy with Love and Stampin'. Excited that you're here with us today. Before we get started, I'm going to give it a minute for everybody to jump on and just remind you that you can get the creative inspiration calendar that I send out every month free from me when you sign up for my emails. There is a link below the video that has, it says get my emails. You click that link, sign up. You'll get an email in your inbox telling you to finish your subscription. You do have to finish that. That's a federal regulation that you have to do that piece for me to be able to send you emails. So you do that, and then every month I send this out. Around the 28th of the month, I send it out for the following month. So February's obviously has been sent out, but if you sign up for my emails, you will be taken to a page that has the last 4 inspiration calendars on it, and you'll be able to print them, click on them and print them, download them there. I have to sneeze. Well, maybe not. Anyway, there's that. And then I do have a host code for the month of February. It's right here. You will get a, I can't even remember what my gift is. Oh, the pastel pearls is what you'll get. So that is when you place a $35 online order or more with me. So today's video is a little bit special. We have my sister joining us.
Hi, everyone.
There's sister. And she is going to be hanging out with us while we craft today. And this is just kind of like a sneak peek teaser of what is going to be happening every month in the Creative Vault. So if you're new here and you haven't heard me talk about the Creative Vault yet, it is a subscription-based program that I have created with multiple contributors to bring you all kinds of fun creative inspiration. But I want to take it a step further than that and have like fun hangout session and chat. And I thought, who better to do that with than sister? We talk 42.5.
Basically.
We talk 42.5. We talk 425 times a day. And 99.8% of it is useless nonsense that we discuss. And we thought, you know, maybe you all would want to hear the useless nonsense that we cover. So once a month, she will be live with me in the Creative Vault. It will be the only place that you can get access to that video. And we will hang out there. I will craft. She will tell me things. We will discuss. It will be a good time. So we thought today would be a fun kind of preview of that so you could see what it would be like. So what is the cost of the Creative Vault? First of all, you get 4 classes every month. One by a color Copic coloring artist, Kelly Taylor. One by Katina Martinez, who is a scrapbooking guru. One by Tracy Bish, who is not only amazing as my admin, but she also creates beautiful 3D projects. So her class is a 3D project. I also will be contributing every month. In addition to that, we have the live event with sister where we craft and chat. So it is $14.95 a month to be part of that, but you can get your first month half off using the code VAULT, V-A-U-L-T. There's a link in the chat to sign up for the Creative Vault, and there's a link in the description below the video. Okay.
That was a lot.
That was a lot. With all that said, we're going to get busy crafting. So before sister and I get into chatting, this card was probably not the best card for me to choose to do.
Why?
Because it's got a lot of steps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you guys first, this is the product we're using. We're going to use the Desert Details Bundle. We're using the paper from the Delicate Desert Suite. And we're also going to use these beautiful embellishments. All of the products, the measurements will be available on my blog later today. I will have a project sheet for you. So please, if I forget to write down if I forget to say a measurement, don't fret. It's going to be written down for you. Oh yeah, also Miss Deborah is here and it is her birthday. Happy birthday, Miss
Happy
Deborah.
birthday, Deborah.
She's on the horn. She's not in
You
this.
meant she was here.
No.
I started looking for her.
No, she's not in the studio. So, okay. So before we get into our chat, I'm just going to tell the people all the things. So you need 2 pieces of 5x5 cardstock. This is gray granite. These are going to be scored at a 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 4 inch, and 4.5 inches. You need 2 pieces of 2x5 cardstock, and they're going to be scored at a 1/2 inch and 1.5 inches. I just saw a typo in my supply list / measurements. And the rest are paper pieces sizes that you're going to need. So I'm going to do all of this and score this while we chat, but I will probably hop back and forth to the card because there are a lot of steps. So again, we've got our 5x5, and I'm just going to do this one really quick so you guys can see it. We're scoring at, whoops, I almost screwed it up already. I'm going to use this side. It's easier for me when I scored a 1/2 inch. So we're going to score it a 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 4 inches, and 4.5 inches. We're going to do that to the other piece too. And then for this 2 inch by 5 inch piece, we're going to score this at a 1/2 inch and 1.5 inches. And we're going to do the same thing to the other piece. So 1/2 inch and then 1.5, and that's all of the scoring. Okay, so I'm going to score the other 2 pieces, but it's the same measurements. So, sister,
Yes, ma'am. Okay. So,
what do you have for us today
Well,
to discuss?
I was trying to think of something, even though I'm not necessarily gonna reveal yet what we're actually gonna be doing Thursday.
Yeah.
Reveal feels like a big word now that I said it. I don't want to get people's hopes too high.
Don't have great expectations.
When we say we're going to share the nonsense we talk about with you, that was very literal. We mean it.
Yes. The things that go on in our brains, it's frightening.
Yeah, so I thought I wanted to talk a little bit today about like comedy and comedians. Because
Okay.
it was actually kind of an accident. I was looking at a list, I Google things constantly. I have kind of a weird obsession with TV and movies. It goes deep because I don't just watch the show. Then I Google about every actor in it, and I know everything from when they were born to how much money they're worth to, you know.
What is fascinating to me about this is that you retain it.
I retain a lot of it. I'm not going to say I retain all of it, but I do retain a lot of it. It's weird, and I don't know why I'm so interested in these people, but I am. So I just happened to be on a list. I was wondering who kind of some of the top comedians are, or what, different people consider top comedians.
Okay.
So I will say the first thing, I looked at 2 different lists. One was from The Guardian, and it's the top 50 comedians of the 21st century. I didn't write all of them down, mostly just the names that I recognized.
Are you going to make me guess them?
Some of them, but then I did another one that was the top 25 funniest comedians of all time.
Oh.
So, you'll be surprised to know that on none of the lists I looked at was Adam Sandler mentioned.
You're kidding.
Adam Sandler's not on any of them.
How can he not make a list?
I mean, I'm not saying he's got to be number 1.
But he should be on a list.
Been something. So that surprised me off the gate. But then, I guess there's...
He's super funny.
Yeah, I know he's got a very target audience.
True.
Like, I understand not everybody, but I feel like he's got a big enough audience that understands and enjoys his humor that he could have made a list.
I mean,
it kind of irritated me.
Seems like he should be on a list. I'm
So-
having problems with my adhesive.
That's tough.
You can tell she cares. Okay, really quick. Hold on. Back to the card.
Okay.
This is a good moment. So on both of these pieces, you're going to fold them up and then back. Okay. And then on these 2 pieces, you're going to fold them in like this. Now, I want to say that on these two pieces, well, on all of them, but in particular, wherever I score, wherever my score line indents is the way I fold. So like if it puffs up on this side, I fold towards that because the paper fibers have been broken down. So it is always better to fold towards the area that's embossed. So the part that sticks up. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, tell me in the comments. Okay, so oh, see, we already have an Adam Sandler hater. Barb says he's not funny.
And see, that's the thing. I know he's not everybody's cup of tea.
He's not.
Really not.
He's not. We get that.
He's got a very specific humor. It's very silly.
And I also want to say, if you are brand new here and you've never been to one of my Tuesday live videos, this is not typical. So usually what happens on a Tuesday live is I make the project, I answer questions kind of towards the end of the project, and that's it. So if you're here and you're brand new and you're like, this is not my cup of tea, maybe next week you'll like it better. But if you're like, I love this, this is totally my cup of tea, then you should definitely consider subscribing to the Creative Vault. Okay. Now we can go on.
Okay, so who do you think on the top 50 comedians of the 21st century? It's a common name, you'll know it, but do you have any guesses as to who it might be? Number one.
Okay,
these people chose this
you
person.
can't see what she just did, but I'm looking at her and she covered her paper. She covered her paper as if we are about to take the MCATs and I'm trying to cheat and see the answer.
I don't trust you, so.
Okay, so I would say you're asking who I think the number one ever
If you had like a
of
guess
all time.
No, these are just of the 21st century.
Of the 21st century.
Yes. Which, it doesn't mean that they have only made funnies in the 21st century, but they're still very relevant today type of thing.
Robin Williams.
No.
Jim Carrey.
Actually, do you want to know something? I don't think either one of them were on this list.
Who wrote this list? This list is BS.
That's part of why I wrote it down, because I was looking through it, and some of the people on here totally belong on here. Maybe not in the placement that they got, but they belong on it.
Jerry Seinfeld.
Jerry Seinfeld was not on this list.
Nope. I'm out. These people don't know who they're talking about. I'm sorry. Are these alien comedians that we're unfamiliar with?
I'm just going to start. I wrote about a third of them down. Some of them I literally had never even heard of them. And if I haven't heard of you, you can't be that significant. I'm sorry. So. Oh, man.
My glue got upset.
Coming in at number 47 was Mindy Kaling. I do think she's funny.
Don't even know who that is.
You do. You just don't know, you know. She was Kelly in The Office.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she is funny.
She also did a show, I think, called The Mindy Project. She was,
yeah.
Yeah. So she's funny, but her placement is probably where it should be. At 38 was Key and Peele.
Don't know.
They were pretty funny. They had a show on Comedy Central called Key and Peele, kind of one of those kind of like sketch comedy shows.
Okay. Means
they're
nothing.
pretty funny.
How are these people beating Jerry Seinfeld?
I had to think that it was just because of they're trying to go with maybe like newer names for the most part.
Whatever.
So at 31 was Amy Schumer.
Okay, she's funny.
She's great. At 30 was Russell Brand.
Okay,
Russell
he's awesome.
He is pretty awesome, but he's not. I would say he doesn't really do comedy anymore.
No,
that's the thing. He's like all woke and
he's
spiritual now. You know,
yeah.
So he was funny when he was funny, but he's not really doing the funny thing anymore.
He's not so funny now.
Yeah. So see, that was one of the things that kind of annoyed me about this is like, how is someone who doesn't even try to be funny anymore gonna win over some of the funniest people that have ever lived? That I would still consider people like Jim Carrey, Seinfeld, stuff like that to be relevant.
Jerry Lewis is way older, but he, like, I mean...
Well, see, when we get to the other list, you'll start to see more names that you recognize
Okay.
with, because that's of all time versus just the 21st century.
Okay.
So number 26, Trevor Noah. He's funny-ish.
Yeah.
Number 21.
Too political for me.
Yeah, he's very political. Number 21, Tig Notaro.
Yeah, she's funny.
Think again, I feel like she's one of those people that not everybody would get her. It's very, very dry humor.
She is probably one of the driest comedians I've ever watched.
What I love about her is that I feel like now, because she's been in a couple of movies, she's in the industry more, she's starting to know who more people are, but she was never someone who watched TV or movies, ever. So she actually had a little show for a while that she was like the host of, where a super famous person would come and sit there with her, and they would do kind of like a 20 questions type of thing, and she would try to guess who they are.
No way.
She had no clue who famous people were, even though she was like getting into this industry and becoming famous herself, because she never was interested in like TV and movies.
What?
So she would have these super famous people come sit next to her.
And they meant nothing to her?
Nope. Like, and she would try and guess through like questions, maybe who they were.
Did you see this show?
Yeah, I saw it a few times. I can't, off my head, recall people. I feel like maybe Jennifer Lawrence was on it once.
Wow.
I can't remember exactly, but yeah, it was funny to watch because it's someone that's a very household name, and she has no clue who they are.
Okay, hold on. I gotta go to the card really quick because I don't want my people to have a panic attack.
Okay.
So I have 8 of these little pieces of Calypso coral. They are cut at 3/8 of an inch by 4 7/8. Then I have the designer series paper pieces cut at 1/4 of an inch by 4 3/4. The pieces I put in the center, the Calypso coral was cut at 2 7/8 by 4 7/8. And the DSP on top is cut at 2 3/4 by 4 3/4. So again, please, if you're just joining and you're like, why are we just chatting and Wendy's not talking about the card? It's just because we're doing just something a little fun and different today. And if you like it, you can get more of it in the Creative Vault. And if you don't like it, then mute this video, put on some music, and watch me put this together. I don't know. Mute, whatever you want to do, or just, exit stage left, but you don't have to leave us a nasty comment. We'll live without it. We'll make it. Okay. Continue, please.
Okay, so number 19 was Ricky Gervais. Very, very funny man, in my opinion.
He's very funny.
Controversial at times, but very funny.
He's very funny. And the thing about Ricky is that I feel like so many people placate Hollywood. Like,
he does not.
He does not.
Nope.
Like, there's so many people that are like, oh, well, I will never say that because this is Hollywood and I don't want to, like, wreck my opportunity somewhere.
Right.
Not him.
Yeah,
he is
care.
like,
same with Jim Carrey.
Do not care. Yeah, same with Jim Carrey. He does not care. I mean, Jim Carrey did that whole thing on, I think it was the Today Show about Will Smith and like
after the slap
and like called him out on it and everything. Like,
he literally said Hollywood is spineless en masse. Like, he was like, I can't believe he got a standing ovation after that.
Right.
And
yes.
So I do enjoy someone who's in the industry that can still call out all the BS in the industry.
Right. 100%.
15, Dave Chappelle. Very funny man.
Very funny. Opinion. I saw him live,
I know, you told me that. Like, back before he got, like,
before
big,
he
right?
was popular. Years and years and years and years ago. I mean, it was probably 20... Well, let's see, I'm 42. So it's probably 20 years ago.
That's when he was, like...
21 years ago.
In his prime, too. Like, young Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could get much funnier. He was a very funny... He still is, but... Young Dave Chappelle was the best.
Yeah, he was funny.
Number 12, Amy Poehler.
Yeah, she's funny.
11, Kristen Wiig. Very funny also.
Yep.
Number 3, Chris Rock. So, yeah.
I love Chris Rock.
But see, even that, I was like, now how are you going to put Chris Rock in there and there's no Sandler?
Right. I don't get it.
Half his career is being in a Sandler movie.
Right. Right. I love that paper, somebody said. I am old. Who are these people? Miss Deborah said. I can't hear well enough to hear the names, Barbara said. Turn it up, girl. Turn it up. I agree, Deborah. I don't know who any of these people are. Okay, you guys will know more of them from the other list.
Yeah, so we're going to move on to the 25 funniest stand-up comedians of all time, and I think you guys will recognize a lot of these names better. And again, these other lists I didn't recognize a lot. I left off a ton of names because I didn't even know who they were. So, yeah. So, okay. Number 25 of all time, Bob Newhart.
Oh, I love Bob
We love
Newhart.
Bob. And so there was the Bob Newhart show.
Yes.
And then there was Newhart.
Yes.
Newhart's the one I know. Like Daryl, my other brother Daryl.
Ooh.
Okay, so you cannot find that anywhere. You can't.
No,
even
you
buy
cannot.
It.
I've tried. Because I saw the Bob Newhart show,
Same.
and I thought it was that.
Right, I was probably
And-
like 5 minutes into it. I was like, "This isn't right."
Yeah,
this isn't,
I was
they're
like-
supposed to be in the country.
Yeah, I was
and,
like, the opening isn't the same, and
Yeah.
what's happening here?
So if anybody knows how to get your hands on Newhart,
Yeah.
give us a shout.
Okay, real quick, back to the card. So here I'm just gluing in these end pieces. So each end tucks in like so. And then we just glue it inside like that. So it looks like this when it's finished. Okay, so I'm just gonna do the other side. All right, so back to Newhart.
Yeah,
So he was
very fun. I think he's still alive too.
I'm pretty sure.
In his 90s, but
Wow.
yeah.
He was hysterical.
Very
He's one of
funny.
those comedians that has really good timing.
Yes, which I will say, those older comedians really had a knack for their timing.
Yeah, they did. Okay, who's next?
24's Bernie Mac.
Okay. Bernie, God rest his soul. I
Right.
always thought he was funny.
I always thought he was funny, but I never really saw a ton of his. I didn't really watch the Bernie Mac show.
I did. I really loved that
I
show.
saw some episodes of it, but it wasn't.
Your
He
favorite?
was funny, but he wasn't super my thing. Number 23, Red Fox.
Yeah,
There's an oldie but
Red
goodie,
Fox.
right?
I'm going to tell you right now, if my father-in-law was... Oh, no, his is Red Skelton.
Well, Grandpa, I remember, loved Red Skelton, too.
Is he on the list?
No.
Oh,
not.
there would be some arguments up in the house right now.
Number 22, Norm Macdonald.
Yeah, funny guy.
R.I.P., Norm Macdonald.
Rest in peace, sir.
Very
Yes.
funny man. But again, he's got...
He was on Saturday Night
I don't even know
Live.
how to explain his sense of humor, really. Weird.
Yeah.
But
he
good.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he was weird. Number 21, Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey, okay. Further down on the list than I would expect.
Yeah.
Oh,
'cause
people on here are saying John Candy. Is John Candy on the list?
he's not.
Carol Burnett, is she on the list?
Mm-mm.
Oh, they're having fun with this. Somebody just said Norm, but not Adam. I know, right? Sanford and Son.
Yes, dummy. That's all I can ever think of for Stanford and Son is how I call him a dummy.
Lucille Ball.
I'm afraid not, ladies and
Wow,
gentlemen.
you
Ladies.
guys keep guessing. Okay, go ahead. Well, who's next?
Okay, where'd we leave out? Okay.
This is so fun.
Number 20,
What?
our once favorite but now disgraced
Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby.
Gross.
I wish.
That he wasn't a rapist?
Yeah.
Me too.
I really wish I could still like him.
I
Like,
know. I can't even watch the show anymore.
No, yeah, it's
When I
sad.
try to put it on, I've tried because I loved the Cosby Show.
Oh yeah. it
I
was
mean,
our
we
thing.
grew up on it, right? So Katie and I were born in the 80s, early 80s. Well, she was more mid 80s. But we grew up watching Bill Cosby Show, and we literally were obsessed with him. Like, well, let's be honest. We wanted him to be our dad.
We did.
We were like, could
We
Bill Cosby
fantasized.
just be our dad? Well, good thing he wasn't, because we'd probably be in therapy.
Right. Not that we shouldn't be, but
Yeah, not
know,
that we
I-
aren't for other reasons, but I'm just saying. Okay.
oh, such a bummer. Okay, number 19, Bill Hicks.
Don't know who that is.
I'm not sure who that is either, because my mind kept going to Bill Engvall, but that's a different person.
Yeah, do any of you guys know who Bill Hicks
Yeah,
is?
if you know who that is, or if he's been in anything, or if he was just stand-up comedy.
Someone said George Lopez.
I don't think Lopez is on the list.
Deborah just commented and said our list is not real.
Miss Deborah?
Don't be questioning our investigative reporting.
Okay, listen. You'll start to hear some you like on here.
Okay.
So
19.
I'm gonna blast through a few because I don't really even know who they are. Bill Hicks, Stephen Wright, Ricky Gervais came in at 17 on this list again. 16, Lewis Black. 15, Don Rickles. There's an oldie but goodie.
Yeah.
Love Don Rickles.
Love Don Rickles. And I'm pretty sure I know who Lewis Black is too.
I think so too. He wears the hat, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
I think that's him. Don Rickles. 14, Jim Gaffigan.
Oh yeah, baby.
So I think Jim Gaffigan is funny and not funny, if that makes sense. There's certain things he does, like parts of his stand-up.
Yeah, we experienced
that
the not
crack
funny.
me up, and there's other things that I'm like, this isn't hitting the mark for me. I don't really think it's that funny.
Yeah, that
Mostly when he's talking about food, I find it hilarious because I relate. So it's relatable. It's in my heart. Number 13, Kevin Hart.
Okay.
I believe he deserves to be on any list. He is a very, very funny man.
He's very funny.
12, Mitch Hedberg. Don't know who it is. 11, Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah, baby.
He is very funny. Again, you gotta.
It's
you
a
either
specific
appreciate
kind of
him
humor.
and his humor, or you do not. I
Yeah.
don't think Mom ever liked him.
No.
But
Mom
Mom doesn't like anything too silly. And
Yeah.
he's very silly.
Yeah, Mom doesn't like slapstick. Anything that's like ridiculous.
Like zingers and one line, which I'll say I don't love a ton of that either. But Rodney Dangerfield, he's just classic.
I mean,
can't.
come on. Let's
Bill Burr.
Oh.
He's funny. I don't know a lot of his stuff.
Hold on. He is funny, but he's too much for me.
He can be, yeah.
He's very crass
He
and
is.
like gross sometimes, and I'm like, that's just too far.
He doesn't accidentally offend you. He does it on purpose.
Yeah, hold please. Okay, so here are the Calypso Coral. These pieces are 7/8 by 4 7/8, and these pieces are 3/4 of an inch by 4 3/4, and these go on the outside of our what now looks to me all of the sudden like a Star Wars fighting.
I was thinking the same thing.
Anyways, I digress. Okay, let's go forward.
Number 9, one of my all-time favorites, Steve Martin.
Yay, Steve.
Funniest guy. I don't think I've ever seen him in anything or any of his stand-up that I did not like.
Yeah.
I love it all.
He's super funny.
Number 8, Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah, baby.
I mean,
I love
what
me
can you
some.
even say about Jerry Seinfeld?
He is one of the funniest people on the planet.
I think he really is, because he found a way to just make
life funny.
normal, everyday
Yes.
life situations really, really funny.
Yep.
Number 7, Louis C.K. He's not my fave.
Nope, me either. Don't really care for him, to be honest.
Chris Rock made this list as well at number 6.
Wow.
Um,
That's awesome.
Number 5, Eddie Murphy.
Oh, yeah. Dude's funny. Again, can be really vulgar. So you just lose me at a certain point with that. I don't know.
To me, it depends on what the vulgarity is about. If I'm being totally honest. It kind of depends.
It does.
Let's see. Number 4, Dave Chappelle.
Wow.
Yeah. Number 3, Robin Williams.
No way. He's number 3.
Mm-hmm. So.
You want me to guess the last two?
Well, I was going to say about Robin Williams is that all I can say about him is just I really miss.
I miss him.
Robin Williams.
Yeah.
I miss him like I knew him.
Yeah.
That's you ever have that with a certain
famous, Leslie Jordan.
Leslie Jordan, yes. Oh my God, he should be on a list.
He should be on a list. I miss Leslie Jordan like he was my friend.
Right. It's sad.
Weird. He actually is the only celebrity ever that I've ever felt that way about.
I felt that with Robin Williams 100%. And then there were other ones that I
think because I felt like I got to personally know Leslie Jordan during the pandemic.
I think that's how a whole lot of people feel about him, because he was already around before the pandemic, but he got really internet famous during the pandemic, really Instagram famous, and a lot of people started realizing who this man was and how funny he was. Not just our generation or older, but even younger people were like, oh my gosh, I love him. Right. And so he was there for all of us when we really needed kind
somebody.
of like a light in the dark. So, yeah. Okay, so number 2, you want to guess? I don't think you're ever going to guess the top 2, but you can try.
Do I know them?
Oh, sure. Number 2. I'll give you a hint. They're both dead.
They're both dead. Okay. Come on, guys. Help me. Let me go to my comments.
Both dead. Both known mostly for stand-up comedy, I would say. Although they did appear in other like movies and stuff like that, but definitely most known for their stand-up comedy. And definitely, I would say we're going back to the 70s and 80s with these two.
Okay. Man, I'm trying to think of some names. Who do we got? Jeff Foxworthy?
No, he's a little too... He didn't come around till like the 90s. Go back further.
Don Knotts?
No, but he should be on all the lists. Gosh, I didn't even think of him. No, these guys did stand-up comedy.
Red Fox. I think she already said Red Fox, right?
I did.
And it's not Red Skelton. You said he's not on the list.
Correct.
Jim Belushi?
Oh, no, but he should be on list 2.
Miss Deborah, Dick Van Dyke?
No.
George Lopez. Oh, he's alive.
He's alive, yeah. So is Dick Van Dyke, actually.
Oh, yeah.
He's just like 96.
Betty White?
Why isn't Betty on any of the lists? No. All these people now I'm thinking of who did make these lists. They're terrible.
Kick them off.
Right.
We have to write a letter.
Right into these websites.
Dan Aykroyd? Is he still alive?
He's alive, but
he's
no.
alive. No.
Okay, so I'm just going to give you number 2, because this could go on forever. There's a lot of comedians.
Apparently Sister is done.
Richard Pryor.
Oh.
Yes.
Dang it.
So
he was funny.
For number 1, I want you guys can keep guessing if you want, but I want you to think along the lines of same kind of style of comedy, same go
with that
off of Richard Pryor for who you think number 1 might be.
Let's see. Sammy Davis Jr. wasn't really a comedian.
No.
God, I don't know.
Are there any guesses?
Johnny Carson?
No, but good guess. Good guess.
Somebody, Eddie Murphy was already on the list.
Yeah, he came in at number 5.
Oh, that's gonna make me cry, Virginia.
What?
Chris Farley.
Oh.
He should have been on a list.
He should be on all of them.
The guy that smashed the watermelon.
Gallagher?
Gallagher?
No, it's not Gallagher. Okay, are you guys ready? You want me to say it?
Let's
you want to
see.
keep guessing?
Hold on. George Carlin?
Ding, ding, ding!
Oh my gosh! Kathy! Kathy, you got it!
That's right.
It's George Carlin.
George Carlin.
He was funny.
I will say that I agree with him being in a number 1 spot. Maybe not forever
The
and ever,
only thing, like, he's not my favorite, though. Like, he's funny.
Right.
Hands down, funny guy. But again, could be real edgy, crass, and it just was depended on my mood.
Right. Yeah, he's definitely
Okay, hold on. I got to go to the card.
Okay.
So this is the back where you'll write your sentiment. So I'm not going to cover this. But on this side, I'm going to flatten this down very carefully. And I learned this the hard way. This is how you need to add your bridge piece. So this is a little big. I've got another sample to show you guys, so I'll have another sample for you. But this piece is going to go here. But in order for this to lay flat and go in an envelope, you want to smush this down first and then adhere this. So you want to make sure you just do right along the edges. Oh, how that got in there. Right along the edges and glue it to this top piece. Sorry, let me pop this back out. So you're just gluing it to this top piece. Okay, let me smush this. So it's an intense moment in card making, excuse me. Okay, adding this glue just along the edge on each side. You're making me nervous.
Me?
Yeah.
Well, this is an intense moment. I don't want to be here for it.
Oh my God.
I want to say I was there when.
She screwed up the card. Okay. All right. So there's that. Now, see, it barely fits. So you could obviously do a different die cut piece, or you could cut a circle, you could cut an oval. There's a million. Oh, you stink pot.
I feel like you gotta let that one dry pretty good.
Yeah. All right, we're just gonna sit with it for a minute.
Okay, well, we'll do some fun comedian trivia while we wait.
Okay. Oh, God.
Maybe this is more like fun facts, but that works too.
Yeah.
So this says in 2001, Robin Williams visited the gorilla Coco, who was famous for having learned American Sign Language to communicate. Williams called their experience together mind-altering and said that they shared something extraordinary, laughter. Robin even managed to get Coco to smile, something her trainer, Dr. Penny Patterson, said she hadn't done since the death of her gorilla companion Michael over 6 months prior.
What?
That's the power of Robin Williams.
Right?
Coco smile. Like,
You made a freaking gorilla laugh. Who can say they've done that?
golly.
Coco.
Okay, so further about Robin Williams. This is a funny one. That's when Williams appeared on a 2001 episode of Inside the Actor's Studio. He made one audience member laugh so hard that they developed a hernia and had to be taken away in an ambulance at the end of the show.
Oh my God. I legit feel like that I could be the person that had that happen to him.
Right.
Because I have laughed so hard
That it hurts.
that it's physically debilitating. Like, I've made my back spasm from laughing super hard. With you, BT dubs.
Well, yeah, who else thinks we're funny?
No one.
Nobody.
Probably no one. This is what's probably going to happen is we did this in an effort to get people to subscribe to the Creative Vault to hang out with us. And what's actually going to happen is people are going to unsubscribe
Right,
and going to be
I'm
like,
not listening to this.
I'm not
once a
listening to
month.
this nonsense. These people, what the hell's wrong with them? Anyways.
Let's see, moving on. So Wanda Sykes. Now there's a funny one. She's not on any lists, but she's funny.
She is super funny. So Wanda Sykes is, if you don't know, she is a lesbian.
Yeah.
And she's married to a woman. And
As most lesbians do.
Yeah. Yeah. That's usually how it works. So anyway, she does an impersonation. Her wife is French, and she does an impersonation of her wife that is hysterical.
Oh, I'll have to look it up sometime.
She does it. Used to do it on the Ellen Show, and every single time she would impersonate her wife, she would do it as if the wife was smoking a cigarette, like all like with her two fingers and like, oh,
like Parisian.
yeah. And Ellen would say, why do you always do that with your fingers? And she goes, because I'm smoking. And Ellen goes, but your wife doesn't smoke. And she goes, I know, but that's just how I imagine French people.
If I was impersonating a French person, I would probably do the same thing.
Oui, oui.
Yeah,
woo-choo.
you do picture them all.
Oh my gosh, so
Yeah,
funny.
that's
Anyways,
funny.
if you're French, don't be offended or come at us. Like, it's fine. We don't assume you smoke.
Oh.
And if you do, we don't judge you. It's fine.
Yeah. I certainly won't.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. I've laughed so hard I couldn't breathe, somebody said. You two are the best. I love Sister's giggle. Yeah, she has a great laugh. Hearing you two laugh makes me laugh. Me too, Renee. I always loved watching the two of you. You crack me up. Virginia says, must say, so good to hear you two laughing and chatting. Sister and you are on your own stand-up. Best part of my day.
Oh,
Aw,
that's awesome.
thanks,
Well,
Virginia.
Praise the Lord. You guys aren't running like your butts on fire. Oh, jeez. Okay, so here's an interesting one about Mr. Jerry Seinfeld. I'm not going to know how to say this person's name. He was banned from the restaurant that inspired the episode The Soup Nazi.
What?
The iconic Seinfeld episode was based on a real person, Al Yagana,
Okay.
who hated the nickname and the sitcom's take on his strict ordering rules. Yagana referred to Jerry Seinfeld as a clown, and the president of Original Soup Man told NPR Jerry has come to his store a couple of times when he opened, and he wouldn't let him in.
What?
Isn't that funny?
You're kidding. I didn't know that like actually
inspired by an actual.
Yes. Also, the entire time you were talking about Jerry Seinfeld, I was hearing Jim Carrey. And I was thinking,
This doesn't make sense. Yeah.
Yeah, how does Jim Carrey have anything to do with Jerry Seinfeld's situation? And then at the end I was like, "Oh, you were saying Jerry Seinfeld." My brain heard Jim Carrey. Don't ask me.
Richard Pryor, when he hosted Saturday Night Live, NBC executives were so nervous that the comedian was, quote, too dangerous for live television, so they insisted that the broadcast be aired with a 5-second delay. This set the standard for live television broadcasts, most of which use a 5 to 7 second delay to this day.
What?
So Richard Pryor's mouth was the reason that people
naughty
started doing a delay. I mean, he was pretty crass.
Wow, I had no idea.
Wow, Trevor Noah is fluent in 6 languages. I didn't even know the brain was capable of that. Like,
I worked with a lady that was fluent in 5 languages. Yeah.
He can speak English. I don't want to say this wrong and be Afrikaan. How do you say that?
Ooh, I don't know.
Afrikaans. Zulu. Xhosa. I don't even know the languages he speaks. Swana. I don't know how to say these even. Who speaks languages that no one else even knows?
Jean said, my hubby and I still make references to the soup Nazi. I mean, if you're any kind of an American, doesn't everyone?
Right, no soup for you.
No soup for you.
I probably say it every time I give my kids soup if I jerk the bowl away. No soup for you.
Any opportunity that comes up to say that.
Oh, man. Goodness. So, yeah.
Good times.
Some of these people, I'm looking through this thing right now of, like, interesting facts about, okay, here's Steve Martin. I know who he is. I don't like to read the stuff about people I don't even know who they are because it means nothing to me.
I know, right?
In 2007, Steve Martin got married to his girlfriend, Anne Stringfield, in a surprise ceremony. The 75 or so guests, including Diane Keaton, Tom Hanks, and Eugene Levy.
Tom Hanks wasn't on the list. Well, I guess he's not very much comedian.
He's funny, but not in a
comedian.
I wouldn't classify him as a comedian.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks and Eugene Levy were told it was just a normal party. Lorne Michaels, the creator of Saturday Night Live, was Martin's best man. Also, he had a wedding, but all the guests thought that they were just going to, like, a party.
And it was his
wedding. Can you imagine you just dress in, like, flip-flops and shorts or something? Think you're going to a barbecue?
That's probably what he wanted.
Right, just everyone to be comfortable. Oh, goodness.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Sister?
Yes?
You've done us well.
Thank goodness.
You did a good deep dive. She's been very nervous about this, folks.
I have been very nervous. Well, because we're so good, me and sister, like I said, we talk on the phone a million times a day, and we can just be silly and talk. So when things just pop in your head and you start talking about it, that's easy. But actually coming up with a topic, I was really nervous about it. But I feel better now that we've done it. And
yeah.
I feel like I can do it now.
And this Thursday, 2 days from now, is going to be our Creative Vault Live, and it will not be the same content. She has a special...
Well, this was sort of a, I'm hoping kind of a segue into what we'll talk about on Thursday. I'm sticking with what I know in the beginning, and then we'll branch out into stuff more as we go on here.
So if you want to see us Thursday live while I craft and create and Sister tells us nonsense, you have to join the Creative Vault. I love the card. The chat was amazing. Really enjoyed hanging out with you. Love having her with you here today. Happy Valentine's to you both. Keep laughing.
Happy Valentine's to you. Thanks for having me along, everyone.
Super fun.
I appreciate it.
We're almost done with this card, and then I have another card to show you guys that I made earlier. And then I'll get busy making sure all of this is up on my website so that you don't stone me. because I will get the messages. People get upset with Winnie. Winnie did a baddie.
That's right.
Okay, so this turned out really beautiful.
That is really pretty.
So this is a mini double bridge tower card. I came up with these measurements on my own. These, I didn't see these anywhere else online. So these are an original Wendy measurement. And then this is the back where you can write your message. It will fold flat, but you would have to make a special 5x5 envelope for it to go in, because obviously it's bigger than the standard envelope. And before anybody asks, because somebody's going to ask me, could you make one that would go in a regular envelope? You could. However, I think it would just be too tiny. Like,
Yeah.
the pieces and parts would be too tiny. And this was already really small to work with. But I wanted to make a small one because, let me zoom you up. Hold on. Here is the other one that I made. And for this one, I followed the instructions by Sam with Mixed Up Craft, and I will link to her instructions in video in over on my blog when I finish the blog post. So hers is 7x7, so when it goes flat, it's 7x7. It's huge. So I'm not even going to try to make an envelope for this. Actually, what I'm going to do is I always send Easter goodies to my nieces in Montana. So this will go to them, and then they'll have a fun little thing to set up. So this is the front, and then this is the back. It says Happy Easter.
That's really cute.
Isn't that cute? And then I can write them a little note here.
Could probably fit some Cadbury's in those holes.
And I almost always send them Valentine's treats too, and I forgot this year. I don't think
in them?
Yeah. And I still don't think now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think I've even put Kinsley's birthday present in the mail. Good Lord.
Well, you're a little behind,
I'm
sissy.
slacking.
You are not going to get your best auntie award.
I'm not. So I did get something for your kids for Valentine's.
Is that right there?
Yep. Did you see it?
They'll be lucky if they receive it.
If you open that box of Samoas, you better steal me one. I got the kids and some other people some Girl Scout cookies, because what better Valentine's gift than a Girl Scout cookie?
I'm telling you.
Okay, so Jean had a great idea. She said you could use a 5x7 envelope for this one. That's a fantastic idea. Is she the one that likes horror movies? Yes. My sister
Yes, I am.
loves horror movies because she's sick and twisted and belongs in something. This is like Saturday story time on steroids. Yeah, pretty much. What is the Creative Vault? Sorry, I'm new. Hey, Monica, it's okay. No problem. No need to apologize. So the Creative Vault is a membership program that I've created. It just launched this month. It has 4 card classes in it. And then once a month, I'm going to be going live in there with Sister doing something kind of like we did today. It won't always be like today it was about comedians. We've talked about doing like true crime stuff. We've talked about just whatever. But the whole point is Sister does the research. I don't know what we're going to talk about. And so that's kind of the fun of it, is then you're getting my raw reaction to whatever we discuss. And so that's what the Creative Vault is. So I've got a Copic coloring artist that's in there. Her name's Kelly Taylor. She's on, not to be confused with Kelly Taylor from 90210. No, I do not have Jenny, what's her name? Garth. I do not have Jenny Garth doing Copic coloring. But she is on YouTube. So if you search Kelly Taylor cards, you'll find her. She's an amazing artist. So she'll have an exclusive video in the Creative Vault every month. Then we have 3 other card classes. So like right now, my spring paper party's in there, and then it just builds on itself every month. So you can go back and watch videos from past months, and yeah.
Good times.
So it's awesome. Okay, the mail doesn't like square envelopes. You're right. You actually can send square envelopes. You just have to do special postage for them. I don't know. It has something to do with their machining.
Oh.
Like it's non-machinable. So you have to put special postage on it. Let's see. I don't see. Hi, Eve. Do you have to pay by PayPal? Nope. So the Creative Vault is its own website, and you can use your credit card to pay. And it is a reoccurring monthly subscription. It's $14.95 a month, but if you use the code VAULT, VAULT, you'll get half off your first month. So sign up today and get acquainted with how to use the program, and then you'll see me and sister live in the Creative Vault on Thursday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Also, I want to throw this out there. At whatever way you choose to get a hold of Wendy, however you guys do that, if you guys have ideas for things that you would like us to have a discussion about or talk about, I will always be looking for new ideas. So, and I want to know that it's something that you guys actually want to hear about. So,
totally.
Feel free to throw ideas out.
I saw folks are having a hard time printing the PDF in the vault. Yeah, so I fixed that. That was my error. I'm still learning the program that I use to upload the PDFs and all of the things. So I did fix it, and you should be able to print the PDFs and stuff. Now, that being said, there are some, you know, if on each person's own end, if they, you know, I can't troubleshoot everybody's own computer stuff. So I know on my end it's functioning. So that means that it should be functioning for everybody else at this point. Oh, they said childhood stories.
Love it.
Oh,
I'm writing things down.
Let's talk fashion. Somebody wants to talk about fashion.
I can do that because I personally dress very fashionable. And
oh, can I just sweet Lord, the lies. Jesus be offense. Listen, let me tell you what my sister has on right now. She is wearing gray sweatpants that probably have a hole somewhere.
No, they're fairly new.
They're fairly new, no hole. She has on a pair of slide-on boat shoes that are like the Keds. Is that how you would describe those?
Sure.
She's wearing a yellow and blue tie-dyed shirt that says vibing and thriving. And she has a dark red maroonish color sweater that's long.
That I've been wearing for 3 straight years now.
Yeah. Essentially, she's
listen,
thrifty.
If I was a Kardashian, this would be in all the stores tomorrow. It's just because I'm not famous yet.
That's the reason.
There. That's the reason.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Wait, but I actually know a little about fashion because I am into all the pop culture and the Kardashian and all that kind of, like, I could talk about fashion, I just don't wear it.
It's truth. She could probably discuss fashion way better than I can.
Right.
But neither one of us are winning an award.
Oh,
Today,
no.
I am wearing a t-shirt that says...
Powered by pixie dust and coffee. What are your pants? And she's wearing exercise pants, yoga pants. Let me see your shoes. And like other things.
House slipper things.
So, we'll see you at the Met Gala, everybody.
Yeah, we'll be there in all of our glory. My kind of fashion, Sandy said.
Yeah.
Put the camera on her. No, I promised her I wouldn't. You show your sister's fashion. Yes, I knew it. Katie is comfy. Yes, comfy is her middle name.
Yeah, Katie Comfy.
Virginia says you're famous for them. My kind of ladies. Y'all are hilarious. Hilarious. Yeah, so no awards being won for fashion, for hair.
In fairness, if you are aware of where we live at all,
we fit in perfect.
We fit in if we looked very fashionable around here, people would stick out like a sore thumb.
People would stare at us.
People would stare. If I was wearing something fresh off the runway, people would be like, who the does she think she is? Like, what is she wearing? Like,
somebody would be like, call the sheriff. Call the sheriff. Who's this?
Got some lady of the night walking the street.
Oh, lady of the night.
Oh gosh, I can't.
I cannot.
Yeah, it wouldn't work. But I can talk about it. I enjoy talking about it. I enjoy, again, for me, most of the things I know for me in my life are useless knowledge.
Yes. My sister and her husband are the biggest libraries of completely useless knowledge I've ever met in my life.
The only time it would really come in handy is during like a trivia night, or in this instance where we just want to kind of be our own Seinfeld show and talk about nothing.
By the way, speaking of stand-up comedy, the night we were on our way to Adam Sandler and we stopped at that pizza joint and they were getting ready to have a trivia night.
Yeah.
We need to call and find out when they do that.
Oh, we could totally do it. There's so much. We used to do it down at Sutter Creek. It's so fun.
I want to go.
Even if you don't win, it's fun just to participate in.
Kevin could even meet us there like on his way home from work or whatever.
Yeah,
well, and Chris too.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be fun. I love a good trivia night. I feel like even if you don't win, it's fun just to participate and be there.
Yeah.
Although I do like to win. I have a bit of a competitive.
I really like to win.
Side to me, so.
Winning.
Yes, winning.
I really like to win. I will not, however, be winning any trivia nights because, would you just get an idea?
No, I was just finishing writing what I started earlier.
I won't be winning any trivia nights because, unlike you, I do not have the capability of retaining such information. I don't know why. I think if it's not pertinent to me, it just leaves my brain.
Right. My problem is, see, Chris, my husband, Chris, he's really good with, what was it, just this past Christmas? You did that little Christmas movie trivia, that game that we played?
Yeah.
Maybe it was 2 Christmases ago.
It was 2. Macy, that was Macy's idea.
So that was really fun. Chris and I ended up on audit. He kicks because he can think quicker than I can. I know the answer, but it's going to take me a second longer to
Processing.
think of it.
You're the rainbow wheel.
So if it's a thing where someone's got to like hit the bell first, I'm probably not going to win because the introvert brain, it needs time to come up. The answer's there, but I can't think of it immediately.
Yeah.
Like, especially under pressure.
Cindy said, we used to go to trivia nights with our girls once a week for a while. It was always fun. The team names were always funny. Renee said, I am like you, Wendy. I am horrible with pop culture. Yeah, I am awful about it. In fact, let me just tell you this. So I'm sure that every person on here knows or has heard of the Idaho 4.
Yeah, that were murdered?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I had heard about it, but I really didn't know anything about the case because, again, it's weird with me. It's like, that's super interesting to me. I love true crime, but I knew I would have to spend time diving into it.
Right.
So I recently was turned on to this new YouTuber by my friend, Janie. And the YouTuber's, her YouTube handle or whatever is 10 to Life. Anyways, I did a deep dive on her channel watching. She has been doing, I have a piece of hair in my embellishments I just saw and it's grossing me out. Ugh, it's disgusting. So she did the whole Idaho 4 thing and she's been following it since like it happened. So every time there's new information about it, she's done a video. So I'm up to the point now where they've caught the guy. Don't tell me anything, guys, because I know this is actually going on right now.
Right.
Like I'm pretty sure he's being prosecuted right now. So don't say anything because I'm following this video chain from this lady trying to figure out what everything's going on. But literally the most heinous. How?
No,
Why?
I will say this. You probably know more about it than I do. You follow true crime like I follow, the Kardashians or something. Like I enjoy true crime, but I don't follow it as intently as you do.
I love it.
Because it's not on TV. If it was on TV, I'd probably follow. Well, there is a bunch of true crime stuff on TV. I shouldn't say that. There's all kinds of shows.
Yo, tons.
But I don't know.
What are you looking at?
I just keep looking out at the wind because it's so crazy out there today.
The wind is crazy.
But yeah, you got a good mind for the true crime.
You say I have more knowledge than you in the true crime
world? You probably do. I would say so.
Okay, we have, Renee says, I can't play Name That Tune either. Oh, me either. I'm horrible at it. Horrible at it. I can know the song. I know that I know the song, but I can't name the artist. I can't name the song. Even when it's like tons of music that I've listened to all my life.
I am better at naming, like I could name an artist pretty well, but not necessarily, I couldn't always tell you the name of the song. Like, but I could tell you who sings it.
Renee, or Monica said, we forgot about Sinbad. Sinbad is funny.
Sinbad was a funny guy.
Diana says, I love Tim to Life. Have you been able to watch her story? She is absolutely amazing. She's the only true crime I will watch. I have not watched her story. I literally just found her yesterday. And so, yeah, I'm working on it. I'm working on it is all I could say. I'm getting to know her. She is not the only true crime I will watch, however, though, because I love all true crime. So, but I like that she's current. So some of the true crime that I listen to, like Crime Junkies, they're past
stories,
and they're not ever solved,
which is
maddening. Yes. So that is the one part with like Crime Junkies I love to listen, but also they're never solved murders because it's the whole point of their show
is that she's trying to bring back to light these old cold cases.
Yes. Yeah. And a lot of the time she focuses on like women of minority,
some of the
indigenous women.
Unbelievably infuriating.
Oh,
it's
my
hard
God.
to listen to.
It is hard to listen to, especially like indigenous women.
Like watching 1923. Like I just want to.
Yeah.
I have to pause and I have to get up and walk out of the room for a minute.
Yeah.
It makes me.
It's gross. Yeah. It's horrifying. So, anyway, so I like lots and lots of different true crime. Who I do not like is Nancy Grace. Don't come at me, people. Don't come at me.
I'm inclined to agree with you on that one.
I cannot stand her. She irritates me.
Well, she's more of a...
She's so loud and like...
She's like watching an annoying infomercial or something.
Yes.
Like, she's... Yeah.
There's something about her that just grates my nerves. And I know a lot of people love Nancy Grace, but I'm sorry, I just don't.
I wouldn't say she's my favorite either.
No. On that note, it has been an hour. Thank you all for tuning in and hanging out with us. I hope you enjoyed these cards. And I will have a link to how to make this card to Sam's website, because there's no point in me rewriting her instructions. And I will have my own project sheet ready to go, and that will be a few hours from now, because I got to photograph and I got to finish writing everything, because Wendy wasn't real prepared. However, I do have a card class starting on Thursday that I have fully prepared for, and that will go for 5 days. Don't forget to join the Creative Vault, because me and Sister will be live there again on Thursday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Get it half off this month with code VAULT for your first month. And there is a link in the description, and there is a link in the chat to sign up for the Creative Vault. And we hope we see you there. Talk to you guys soon.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.